So I'm curious, there was a lot of focus on the revenue beat, about 5% this time. Historically, last year, they've beaten on revenue by 60%, 30%, 12%, and now 5%. How much of a concern is that?
Look, first, I want to congratulate Eric and the Zoom team for another amazing quarter, exceeding the high-end expectations, much lower churn than they potentially expected, and raising their guidance. It's incredible, like quarter after quarter. But the way that I look at it as an early investor, we're seed investors. We're much earlier in the private sector. I think I might have a little bit of a different insight into the future potential growth of this business, which I think is just not deeply understood by the analysts, frankly, and the public today. So if I could, I'd love to talk a bit about the new announcement that Eric said is his number one priority, the Zoom platform or the Zoom OS. It's a huge deal that people are just not really understanding. And I think maybe because it's something that I do for a living, that I see the potential massive, huge, multi-billion-dollar opportunities there that, was kind of, people are just kind of brushing over. In particular, when Eric talked about the Zoom OS and the Zoom platform, he mentioned 3 really exciting opportunities that are going to be massive for Zoom. The Zoom apps, the new App Store, Zoom Events, and the Zoom Video SDK. And if I could, I'd just love to break those down a little bit to educate, your viewers on what these are. Look, every 10 or 20 years, there's this massive opportunity in the private sector where a new platform opens. It enables us as early seed investors to bring to the world new billion-dollar ideas built on other platforms, whether that's the iPhone or the Google phone or Facebook or Salesforce, opening up their platform. Now Zoom is the next one. So what happens when companies like Zoom open up their platform, it enables folks like us, early venture investors, to fund companies to build billion-dollar businesses on top of Zoom. Well, why is that important? First of all, it makes Zoom much stickier, right? I mean, the reason why I run out to buy these phones in part is because of these great apps that are on there. We all do that, right? Same thing that's going to happen with Zoom. But what's really interesting and really exciting is it's also going to be a massive revenue opportunity for Zoom. Right. What's going to happen is there are a lot of people who are using Zoom for free now, thanks to the pandemic. Right. And it's like all of us, Zoom has saved our lives during this last really tough year for all of us. Yeah. And so one of the things that's going to happen is these are going to be thousands of new apps, new products built on top of Zoom that people are going to start paying Zoom for to get access to. Not even to mention the potential revenue streams like the typical app stores of getting rev share. So huge opportunity. By the way, just to say, we put our money where our mouth is.
Jim, just as a quick, just to tie it back to what they're actually going to be. I mean, when are we talking about this becoming relevant? And aren't we talking also about potentially apps or other functionality that Salesforce and Microsoft and everybody else is trying to provide through their platforms?
Yeah. So. By the way, it's going to happen really soon. And, look, it's taken other companies like Apple and Google many years to build that, massive revenue stream there. It's not going to happen it's going to happen much quicker for Zoom because, there's 300, 400 million people using Zoom, and Zoom's going to open up this platform to all those customers for these companies. We're going to see, I'm already seeing it, hundreds and thousands of developers coming in to build on the Zoom platform. It's going to happen very, very quickly. And we've invested in 10 companies. And just to give you a sense of how powerful of an idea this is, I'll give you a few examples. Like one of them is called Pledge. They're going to be enabling you to do fundraisers on top of Zoom. Literally, they're going to be game changing for all the nonprofits out there that are not going to have to be able to do in-person events anymore. They can do it all on Zoom. You push a button, Pledge, deeply integrate into Zoom, and then you have a donation. Or a company like Class, which has built the software layer to enable students and teachers to do the teaching on Zoom. Look, you got to remember, Zoom wasn't built for that, right? This is built for Fortune 100 enterprise businesses, and it's still amazing for that. But now with the open platform, it's going to enable all these amazing opportunities.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.